everyone, it's Jessica Cloud with Real Deal Fundraising. I'm back today to show you a few tricks with Microsoft Excel. They're going to save you a lot of time and make your fundraiser lives a lot easier. It's not uncommon in fundraising to receive lists from various sources that you might want to send an invitation to, or do some other sort of mail merge, or add to your database. And before you're able to do anything with this raw data, you need to take it and create addressees and salutations for those records. So I'm going to show you how to do that much more quickly and easily than it would be to type every single one of those in. So the first thing I would recommend doing with your list is categorize them by whether you're going to be producing a joint or a single salutation. And that's going to allow you to filter and do this in a couple of steps. So I've just gone through and put joint, single, as appropriate. Of course, the joints are the ones that you're going to have a prospect name and a spouse name that you need to take into consideration. And the singles is just one individual in that household. So once you've done this, you can turn your filters on. Go up here to sort and filter. If you don't know how to use filters, you can check out our previous video on this. Just turn your filters on, and we're going to select just our singles for the time being because they're a lot easier to do. And we're going to go over here to addressee, and we're going to use a function or formula called concatenate. So we're going to go up here to formulas, text, and find concatenate. Concatenate is just a long word that means to string a series of text together. So we're going to start by I'm noticing that most of our singles are females. We're going to start with Ms. And the trick with concatenate is you must put a dedicated space in and then put your next item in there. So we're going to start each of these with Ms. and a space, and then we're going to go up here and select that field. We're going to put another space, then we're going to select last name. And you can see it's going to give you a preview of what it's going to look like down here. When you're happy with it, you just click OK. Then we're going to go to salutation, and we're going to do the same thing. Concatenate. We're going to put Ms. space and the last name. And before you start, you're going to want to decide what standards and formulas you want to work with to create these addressee salutations. You can go more traditional and formal. That's what I'm going to be doing today. And you could also go more informal. So your salutation could just be Joy or Miss Joy or something to that effect. Today I'm going to go more traditional and formal just to have something to work with. And then once you've done this, this is where you're really going to save a lot of time. You're going to go to the bottom right-hand corner of your field here and pull the formula down. And it's going to apply it to the other records. So of course this pull down would take you a lot longer if you had a long list, but we're just going to pull it down to these two. So there we go. We've got Miss Joy Miller, Miss Jessica Cloud, Miss Miller, Miss Cloud. We can then remove the filter and select joints, and we'll do the same process just a little bit differently. If your singles were mixed with male and female, you could actually do like JF or JM, so that you could quickly and easily do Mr. and Ms. or whatever you wanted to do there. So we're going to go concatenate, and we're going to say Mr. and Mrs. space John space Smith. Mr. and Mrs. John Smith. Now some organizations, this would not be appropriate to do such a formal or traditional salutation or addressee with the man's name only, but this is one standard that a lot of organizations use, so I'm just going to show this one to you today. And then I'll pull that down. It will create the other. Then we'll do concatenate, Mr. and Mrs. hard space Smith. Check your work right there. And pull down. Now the great thing about this system is once you're done, you can remove the filters and you can then make corrections. And you have to do one step before you can make any specializations or corrections here. You'll need to highlight the entire data area for the addressees and salutations. You can see here that what we really have is a lot of formulas that's appearing as text. So we're going to copy that whole data set. We're going to go back to home. We're going to hit paste, and we're going to do paste values. Paste values is a neat trick because it's going to remove the formulas and just copy the text that's in those space. So it's going to look exactly the same, but you'll notice when you go here, it now says Miss Joy Miller, and it doesn't have the long concatenate formula. Now this is an editable field for you. So let's say that you happen to know that Heidi Reddy is a doctor. So you're going to need to make this field a little bit different so that we don't offend her and we actually use her proper title. So you can decide what formula you want to follow for this. Dr. Heidi Reddy and Mr. Donald Reddy might be their addressee. And then here you might have Dr. Reddy and Mr. Reddy. Dr. Reddy and Mr. Reddy. So you can edit in that way, making small adjustments to your list where you know that they are appropriate. So really the 3 tips for quickly and easily creating addressee salutations that you can then use in a mail merge or merge into your database is to pre-categorize your records and use your filter function. Use the concatenate formula under text to string your text together and save you time. And then copy and paste your data set, but using paste values. I'll show that to you one more time. Paste values here so that you can make it an editable text field instead of just a formula. And you probably, even if you don't do any editing, you probably want to do that anyway, do the paste values so that it imports cleanly into any mail merge or into your database that you're using. So this should save you an awful lot of time and frustration. You won't have to manually type in all of these designations, and you still have complete control over exactly what appears here in these fields after you do the paste values. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe to Real Deal Fundraising because we'll be having more tutorials like this over the coming weeks, and you'll be eligible to get a free ebook immediately on call center motivation that you can share with your Phonathon colleagues, or if you are Phonathon, I think you'll find it really helpful. And then I'm going to have a series of ebooks coming out really soon that I think you'll be interested in. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.